Back at Puppy Pick'em here at Connecticut Humane Society in Newington, and our sponsors for today's event: Tito's Handmade Vodka, vodka for dog people; Anderson Jewelers of East Hartford; and Bud Light and Hartford Distributors Incorporated. And we're trying to figure out who is going to win the big game. The Pups are 7-0 in the last 7 years. We've been here. This is our 8th year coming to the CT Humane Society in Newington, and again, we're live and will be until 7 o'clock. And Mike Crispino is sitting in with us right now. Renee Danino is here with us. And we're waiting for the Pups to come back so we can finish the second half. But let's, Mike, you got a game tonight versus Butler. Butler's been playing a little bit better. Talk about your thoughts on tonight's game, the UConn men's basketball game.
Yeah, Butler's a lot better, Rob. They've won 4 in a row. They've been scoring a bundle of points. They went to Creighton in their last game, scored 99 points, and won 99-98. So their confidence level is sky high. They know they can score. UConn played them out there at the Hinkle Fieldhouse and beat them 88-81, but that was the most points scored by any UConn opponent all year. So UConn knows that these dudes can put the ball, they can fill it up. So that's, I'm sure, going to be high on Dan Hurley's list, defense first, and let's score enough to beat these guys. But they've got an older team, a lot of transfers from other universities that have fit together really well for Thad Matta, who's a quality coach, high-level coach who came last place he coached was Ohio State, and then he left there. He's only in his mid-50s. He came back because he went to Butler. He coached at Butler in the beginning of his career, and they asked him, could you come back and get us back on track? And he's done that. In his second year, they won, 14 games last year. They've exceeded that number this year already, and they're certainly in the NCAA tournament picture. So I think Butler's going to be ready to go tonight in a big way.
I got so much to talk to you about, and I know we don't have the time right now. Mike Crispino in with us. You've got the play-by-play tonight alongside Wayne Norman. 8 o'clock pregame, 8:30 tip-off right here on these Rob Dibble Show stations. I hope you enjoyed the Parakeet halftime show and the rendition of Endless Love. That was great.
Guinea pigs were so gorgeous.
They
the
were
backup
great dancers. We appreciate you being here today. You have a big to-do tomorrow, which we will get to. I want to talk to you again about LeBron going to the Knicks. That's been a bigger deal since we talked to you yesterday. But Rick Pitino's making even more headlines today. Says there needs to be a salary cap in college basketball. Do you agree, sir?
I think you have to have it. I do, because what's happening is that players are being offered money to come to school, not just when they get there to earn money, but to come to the school. Right. So you are basically turning them into professionals. So you are offering whatever you can offer, depending on what school you're from. If you're Tennessee or Kentucky or Kansas gave $1 million to Hunter Dickinson to get him to leave Michigan.
Whoa, yeah,
well, if you're Hunter Dickinson.
But Hunter Dickinson wasn't making anything.
I understand
he had
that.
zero NIL money.
I understand, but
he's competing
to get him to leave
else,
in his
right?
5th year from Michigan, he left for a huge payday. So Pitino's correct. I think a lot of coaches might be thinking the same thing. Let's try to even out the playing field here, because some schools have all kinds of money to throw at players, others don't. So the best way to try to even it out is to put a limit on things. Put a limit on what exactly you could offer a player to come to a school.
Explain that. Renee Danino's got a question about 5, 6, 7-year players.
I thought college was 4 years.
Great question,
Well,
Renee.
great
Same
question.
here.
For you and
Same
me.
here.
Yes.
For you and me, maybe. Well,
For
you forgot
everyone.
COVID.
All right, so
gave you an extra
gave you
year.
an extra year,
All right.
and then you've got grad students can play
All
an
right,
extra
so
year.
what's he a grad in?
Great question, Renee. Great question.
Most players can't
Rebounding
give me
and
the answer.
dribbling.
Yeah.
They can't give me the answer. It's just the categories.
Oh.
You're like a super senior,
Well, I would like
whatever
to
that
be
means.
in my 12th year.
You would?
And someone can buy me.
Well, there is
I'm ready to go.
A football player at Miami that's going to embark on his 9th year in college this
Wow.
year. So he still has some work to catch up with your 12th year in college. What are you doing tomorrow on this front? Bleeding Blue for Good is one of the top NIL collectives for UConn. I know UConn, this is just the biggest issue for them as it is the rest of the country as far as collecting enough NIL to be competitive. And Bleeding Blue for Good has been doing so many things around the state. You got a to-do tomorrow, right?
Yeah, down in Stanford, we're at 575 Pacific Street. It's called Third Place by Half Full Brewery in Stanford. The entire team's coming.
Awesome.
the coaching staff coming, and Dan Hurley will be on Zoom with us. So we're going to sit down. We'll have a few panels with the crowd that comes in to enjoy the camaraderie, kind of like a meet and greet, but it's the best way to do what you're trying to do. You're trying to get folks who are supporting the program to meet the players.
Right.
I mean, you know, Rob, but people who got to see you or meet you or get autographs back in your heyday, they love that stuff. In
Absolutely.
person, you can't beat in person. Trust me. You can go to the ball game, you can sit in the third row, watch guys run up and down the court, but it's way different when you're standing next to Alex Caravan, or you're standing next to Tristan Newton, or you're asking Cam Spencer about his jump shot.
It humanizes them too. And
No
if
doubt.
say you're a company and you want to support a kid, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, this kid's from wherever, and you know, like Cam Spencer transferring in from Rutgers, and he gives you a little bit about his family life and stuff like that. Oh my God, I love this kid. I'd love to sponsor this kid. I think they definitely need to have more things like that brings them down to the fans' level.
Yeah, humanizing is a great word, because we look at athletes and we watch them on television, we listen to them on the radio and what they do. It's so much more fun, I think.
Yeah,
and I'm lucky. I get to talk to these dudes. I get to hang out with them at times. I get to find out a little bit about them. I think there's a tremendous value for that. Anybody that wants to support this thing, bleedblueforgood.org,
Yep.
get on their website, look at it.
It's huge for UConn athletics.
Big, man.
We
It's
need
so
you.
important. I know Jim Moore. I've talked to him about this many times. You know, he's competing against schools that have huge cachets of money to
Yep.
give players to come. We lost Justin Jolie, the tight end, one of our best players
Right
off the
away.
football team. He went
Right
to
away.
Tennessee. I don't know what he got, but I'm sure he got a lot.
Yep.
But
Right?
is it illegal though? I thought there was some
No,
sort of
it's
stuff with
legal now.
Great question, Renee.
No, but
Great
Great
question.
question.
No, but I'm just wondering though, isn't that illegal to buy someone? 'Cause, don't you have
you
to have
can
the grades
you can
and all that to be
hide
able to?
a lot of things.
You still have to be eligible.
yeah,
Okay.
you'll be
And
eligible.
what is the price of my autograph?
And I'm not
You
being a
can't
jerk
put a
because I
number
really
on
don't
it.
understand.
No, these
I
are
truly
all
don't.
No,
questions
a
that-
lot of the fans don't understand.
Right.
So
These are all good
name,
questions.
image, and likeness now has become legal
Okay.
in sports that used to be, you know, considered amateur sports.
I
But
love
but
having
schools
Renee
are
on their
taking
show.
advantage of that item, name, image, and
Right.
likeness.
Okay.
They're getting out on the front of it. They're on the frontier of it, offering up things for players just to
But I
come
feel
to
bad
the
for the
school.
players though. I feel like they're being used, and then what if it doesn't work out? And then
Especially if they're not getting paid.
right?
Right. They're not being used if you're being compensated on some level, right?
Right.
It's not amateur athletics anymore. That's
the
what we all
problem
have
that
to get
Mike's
used
talking
to.
about, and Rick Pitino, there's no regulations right now.
Yeah.
It's the wild, wild west of NIL, and it's going to the highest bidders or the best booster programs. And you've got some of these schools that have endowments in the billions. Texas and some of these other schools, Texas A&M, they're buying out their coaches for $100 million.
But
So
I
there's
would-
a lot of money, and this is big business with these kids.
I would imagine it causes a little bit of an issue on the court too, like with the players between different players. I know
Great
that
question,
question,
Renee.
Renee.
Great
Well, no,
question.
I'm
That
just
kid's
saying.
making
No,
$1 million,
these are
I'm
good
making
questions.
10,000.
Right, because
Well-
I mean, you know, the big league, or what do you want to call it, real sports or whatever it is, I don't know, professional, whatever
Professional.
Talking about the
There you go.
NBA? Is
whatever
that
the
what you're
quick
talking about?
case is, whatever, professional, and then you have the college
Real
and the whatever,
sports.
but whatever. But I mean, I would imagine, you know, when you get a little bit older, you can understand things, and I guess you know the way of the world. But if you're a kid and you're just starting to do the best, and all of a sudden now you lose out because you're not making the money, or
Yeah, it's human
whatever.
nature to be jealous
Yeah.
if someone else is
Yeah,
making a
I don't
ton
like
of
that.
money. At Miami
Absolutely.
last year in the Final Four, one of their players got like $300,000 to go there. Another one of their best players said, "I'm not going to. I want to leave because that guy's getting
Right.
that." And they turned around, they gave him the same money. So
And
that
look at
kind of
Colorado football. A lot of kids left, and Deion Sanders' 3 kids just bought him a $7.2 million house with the money they've earned in NIL. So think of the jealousy. Oh, the coaches' kids are making all this money. I'm not. I'm going to go to another place that's going to offer me some money.
But how much would you pay Clark to get into another puppy pick'em next year? Because he's so cute and everybody's coming to see Clark. Let's get into the second half of puppy pick'em. We
Let's
could
do
do
it.
NIL
Willie.
talk
All right,
all
we're ready.
day.
Look at Clark's already in the poop
Where
pen.
is he?
All
This is
right.
the SEAL team, by the
So
way.
this is the SEAL team.
SEAL team, okay.
Now, Mike pointed this out to me during the halftime parakeet performance
Yeah.
that this is pretty cutthroat what we got going on here. We got a 3-1 Beefs lead over the K-Niners. Now, we have 3 more pups to go. Am I correct?
Yes.
3 more from the SEAL team. That means the SEAL team needs to go all K-Niners in order for the K-Niners to win. Now, it has been done. Mike asked me, well, what if they just pick the Beefs right away? Are we done? No, we got to find out how bad they're going to kick the K-Niners'
Oh,
butt. Let
okay.
me bring you back to year number 1. We had the Birds versus the Puptriots, and it was all birds at halftime. Most people left. They got out of the studio. They're like, well, this puppy pick'em's over.
It's over.
And then what do you know? Old Pup Brady himself comes back down 28-3 and ends up winning that puppy pick'em. And what happened in the game? The exact same thing. So we have got a lot to figure out here with 3 pups to go. All right. We ready to get this started?
These
We
pups
first.
are uncanny,
Octavia?
man. 7 years in a row.
You don't
I
wanna give her
agree.
up?
And they practice, Mike.
I mean, I feel like we should
Oh,
have
this is
Garnett
Bellamy.
as a 4th bet, you know.
Kevin Garnett.
I think Garnett could come up by
Bellamy.
herself later, but
All right,
that'll
what do we
be-
got first, Renee?
All right, let's do. Shall we do Bellamy?
This is one of Rob's
All
faves.
Bellamy.
Let Rob have his
He's
time.
not letting her go, though.
Oh no! All right.
No.
Can
He's
we
not
do-
letting him go.
Okay,
Pardon me.
so can we get Octavia?
Oh, he's not letting Bellamy go. All right,
No,
let
he's
me have
not.
Octavia. Fine.
Octavia is a female, 3-month-old, beautiful gray and silver, pitty mix, a little white nose, little white paws. She's a seal pup.
We're timing this with TV as well. We have got our friends
Oh,
from
I see.
NBCCT here along with
Are there treats in the bowl?
WTNH.
They're
Channel
interviewing.
8.
They're
Yes,
interviewing
they're-
Bellamy.
Then-
Oh, Octavia.
Or
They've gotta-
Octavia,
so then
yes.
Can we get Clark?
Bellamy's giving me
Clark.
hints on where he's going to go.
We need Clark.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You know,
Clark
you,
is
you
coming.
can't do that, Bellamy. You cannot
Clark,
give it
we
up
will give
early.
you $1 million if you come on this live radio show right now to do this.
All right, what do we have here?
Clark is
Oh, this is
another
Clark.
one of the seal pups,
Okay.
3 months old. Now, Clark is a little bit different than Bellamy and Octavia in that Clark is all silver gray and gorgeous with a little white chest and a lab. Look at that love bug. Look at your eyes.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous, my baby. cthumane.org to see Clark's information. Fill out an application. Clark, 3 months old. Ben, it is all you.
All right, Ben. Let's see
All
what
right,
happens
Ben,
here.
Let's see what we got here.
Clark headed over
Clark wants
to.
his
He wants
TV
some TV
time.
time. Wait a minute.
Oh, he went right for the K-Niners.
K-Niners.
You switched him up, right? That's
Yep,
K-Niners.
that's K-Niners.
Okay.
Ben doesn't even know his own rules.
You got to
so
switch the. You got to switch the pictures there. All right, so now it's
you
3-2,
might be
right?
the
It's
deciding vote.
So it's 3-2.
What do you
All
think
right.
of that? Huh?
Right now the Beefs are ahead 3-2. This is coming down to the wire, isn't it?
3-2. 3-2.
Coming right down to the wire.
All right. Ben, I hate to do this to you.
I got to tell you, this Bellamy is
Yeah.
a lover.
I know.
I hate to tell
I
you
think
this.
Bellamy
Oh,
wants to
Ben,
go
we're
home
gonna-
with you.
I know.
Is what I think.
Bellamy
I
will go
know.
home with Daddy. Yes, you do.
Look at her ears
All
are
right,
back.
did we fill
and
the
everything.
treat bowls? We filled the
Fill,
treat bowls,
fill
right?
the bowls up.
All right, Ben,
Do you have
I
enough
feel-
in the right side there? Yeah, give him some.
Here's the problem: we've got Taylor Swift fans in the puppy pick'em, and they are trying to manipulate the situation
yes.
here.
Selena's
No.
a big Swiftie.
No, my
So-
girls
Oh,
are honest. My girls are honest,
Ah,
Ben. I got you,
about
girls.
this.
My
Taylor
girls,
Sniff
no,
is putting
they
her
are not.
paws in this
They-
puppy pick'em.
Look, no, my girls, no Swiftie would ever lose on or win on purpose. They don't cheat. Oh, sorry,
All right,
you're not
so-
a Swiftie. She doesn't want to be in
All right,
that
who's
too.
next? What do we got?
Bellamy has to go next.
All right, Bellamy is
All right,
not
Bellamy.
giving up Rob Dibble.
Bellamy has to go next.
Will not
Bellamy,
get out of Rob's arms.
Another
Okay, now.
seal pup,
Okay.
3 months,
All right.
pit bull terrier mix.
All right, beautiful,
Gets a
beautiful
bad
dog.
rap, puppy.
Yep.
Let's start
Let's
looking
get the
at
Absolutely
introductions.
beautiful
Get the
dog.
TV introductions there.
cthumane.org. Give a little show of the belly. That's
Yeah,
a
look at
belly.
that.
That's a pink
Oh,
belly.
nice.
That's a pink belly. Now, Bellamy, obviously a
Bill
good
Bellamy.
boy. He's ready. Bellamy.
on, Billy.
It's the K-Niners or the Beefs, Bellamy.
What do
You
we got?
Choose who you want.
What do you got? All right,
Uh-oh.
let him
Bill's
get a
ready
running
to go.
start. Running start. What do we got?
Oh, the
No,
Beefs.
he didn't eat yet. Wait.
The Beefs.
Oh.
He's in the Beefs.
Uh-oh. 4-2
4-2
Beefs.
Beefs
Well,
is
that
the final.
cinches it.
Well, that's it.
Okay. The Beefs.
So we got
He
one
went right
more
there,
to go.
didn't
He
though.
did. He went there.
We
You
have
got. We
Octavia.
reacted. He looked back. We got to get Octavia in on this because if she goes Beefs,
It's going to be a
gonna
rout.
be
it's going to
blowout.
be a rout,
It ain't even
Mike.
gonna
You
be
are
close.
correct.
Gonna be a blowout.
All right.
Not going to be close.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Octavia entering
Come here,
the
Bellamy.
field. Octavia is a female, 3 months, another seal pup. She is precious and very gentle. She's got more brown.
Yeah. Light
to her.
brown, huh?
Yeah, she's got more brown. I see some silver undertones, right, Mike? I see a little silver undertone.
Yeah, I do.
And
It's
I
pretty.
think are these spayed and neutered, Catherine? Are they? Is
Yes,
the sealed group
I can see the
spayed and
scar.
neutered?
They're
So there
already
you go.
spayed.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
100%.
All right. So this is going to determine how much of a rout it's going to be.
Right.
Yep.
The Beefs are going to win the game. And now we're going to find out from Octavia exactly what kind of game it's going to be.
Well, let's see here. Octavia.
She's getting her instructions, and
No,
K-Niners.
the
gonna be
K-Niners.
a close one.
It's going to be a close game.
4-3 is your final.
The Chiefs or Beefs are going to win the game, but it ain't going to be
4-3.
easy. According to Octavia, anyway.
These are the Beefs. These are the K-Niners. If you guys want to read off who had what they had.
All right.
Oh, so these are the
yeah,
picks here.
Octavia
So-
went with the
So
K-Niners.
Bellamy,
Obi.
Obi, Sally, and Harlequin all went with the Beefs.
And Octavia, Clark, and Chai all went with the K-Niners.
Yeah.
So close game, but the Beefs
Very
are going
close
to win this game.
No beef about it.
8. Could it be 8 years in a row? Is that possible that they could get this right 8 years in a row?
I know our
We'll find
listeners,
out.
Mike, are hoping that, especially if they put that money that way.
I know Kurt's back in the studio saying, "Oh, now I
I'm
know what's going to
superstitious,
happen."
man. We've talked way too much about the 7-0 run.
We're gonna
Well,
find
what are you
out.
going to? You got to talk about it.
Knock on
I
wood.
know.
Like, I am more nervous now for the big game than I ever. And this happens every year because I could really care less of who actually wins the game. I really want the pups to come out on top.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. I just hope Taylor Swift makes it from Tokyo to the game.
Oh, in time.
in time.
I
on
think it'll
Sunday.
happen.
You
I don't
so?
think you should worry.
So you're worried more about Taylor Swift getting to the game than the game.
I think the game is going to be. I think this is a new era for football, regardless of whether you like Taylor Swift or not, or any of the hoopla. I think there are going to be more people watching this Super Bowl game or big game or whatever I'm legally
Big game is what we
Sorry,
call
I
it around
apologize.
here.
Game.
I think
Super
there's going to be
Bowl.
more people watching it and involved this year than ever before. And I think what I like about it is that it has united people to just have fun.
There you go.
So
More
do-
people are having fun.
Do you think this is going to be a trend? Every year there's going to be another football star hooking up with a music superstar.
Worked
I mean,
well.
it's been
For the
done.
first couple
Worked-
months
worked
before
well
the game.
Listen,
Worked well for the
it
Chiefs.
worked well.
This could be a trend, Rob.
I hear
Yeah,
you,
I
Mike.
remember when Tony
Tom-
Romo was going out with Jessica Simpson.
Well-
Did not work
How'd
in
that
that.
work
yeah.
Yeah.
Tom had Giselle, and that didn't.
Yeah, nobody wanted to
It
see
did
it.
for
You
a
know what,
while.
though? Tommy won about 4 Super Bowls
Before
with
her.
Giselle.
Okay, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
So
Listen, I just think I
she has
love.
some pretty good luck.
I love it. I love that Ben. You did so much work to prepare for today. So
Oh,
thank
it was
you.
nothing.
know.
These guys, CT Humane. I mean, first of all, I cleaned up no pee, cleaned up no poop. Never do. That's what the CT Humane puppy wranglers are for, and they do a phenomenal job here. As you can tell, like, they've already bonded with these dogs. They know these dogs just like they're their own pets, and the way they treat them, the way they take care of them, second to none around here
Yep.
at the CT Humane
Yeah.